Some women don't chase love, they chase chaos. They don't want stability, they don't want peace. They don't want a man who's grounded, consistent, or emotionally available. They want the man who looks like danger, the man who moves like a storm, the man who lives on the edge of destruction, and they'll swear up and down that they want a real man. But the truth is, they're addicted to the performance of masculinity, not the reality of it. I've seen women overlook good men, solid men, because they were boring. But the dude with no discipline, no direction, no emotional control, he gets all her energy. Why? Because he gives her excitement, not stability. He gives her adrenaline, not security. He gives her fantasy, not partnership. Some women confuse chaos with chemistry. They confuse dysfunction with passion. They confuse unpredictability with strength. And the wild part, they don't even realize they're doing it. A lot of these women chase the street dude image, but they don't understand the layers behind that image. Because the loudest men, the toughest men, the most aggressive, I don't care about nothing men, are often the ones hiding the most. Hiding pain, hiding insecurity, hiding trauma, hiding confusion, hiding whole parts of themselves they don't want the world to see. Some men build a persona so strong, they forget who they really are underneath it. And women fall in love with the persona, not the person. They fall in love with the swagger, the attitude, the edge, the I don't need nobody energy. But they don't see the truth behind closed doors. They don't see the fear. They don't see the emotional instability. They don't see the identity crisis. They don't see the double life. Some men are living 2 or 3 different versions of themselves, and none of them are real. And the women chasing them, they don't know they're falling for a mask, not a man. I've seen women brag about their street king, not knowing he's battling demons she couldn't survive for a day. I've seen women chase the dude who looks dominant, not knowing he's terrified of intimacy. I've seen women chase the dude who looks confident, not knowing he's drowning in insecurity. I've seen women chase the dude who looks like he has options, not knowing he's scared to be alone with his own thoughts. Some women don't want a man. They want a distraction from their own wounds, their own emptiness, their own patterns. And the street dude becomes the perfect distraction because he's unpredictable. He keeps her guessing. He keeps her emotional. He keeps her invested. But here's the twist. The same man she thinks is so real is often the one living the most hidden life. Not because he's manipulative, not because he's evil, but because he's never been allowed to be himself. He grew up in environments where vulnerability was punished, where softness was mocked, where honesty was dangerous, where identity had to be hidden to survive. So he learned to perform, to act, to pretend, to build a character. And some women fall in love with that character without ever meeting the man behind it. They fall in love with the mystery, the danger, the unpredictability, the emotional roller coaster. It feels like passion, but it's really instability. It feels like chemistry, but it's really trauma bonding. It feels like love, but it's really adrenaline. And when the truth finally comes out, when the mask slips, when the secrets surface, when the double life collapses, she realizes she never knew him at all. She knew the performance. She knew the persona. She knew the illusion, but she never knew the man. Some women don't want to hear this, but they're not attracted to the man. They're attracted to the chaos he brings, the highs and lows, the push and pull, the emotional gambling, the thrill of not knowing what version of him they'll get today. It's not love, it's addiction. And the men they chase, they're often the ones carrying the heaviest secrets, the ones who never had space to be honest, The ones who learn to survive by hiding parts of themselves. The ones who built a persona because the real version of them never felt safe. Some men are walking around with whole identities they've never shown anyone. Not their friends, not their family, not the women who swear they know them. They're performing a role they think the world expects. And some women fall in love with the role, not the reality. And when the truth comes out, when the performance ends, when the real man steps forward, she realizes she wasn't in love. She was entertained. Some women chase chaos because peace feels unfamiliar. Stability feels uncomfortable. A healthy man feels too easy. But the truth is simple. If the only love you recognize is the kind that hurts, you'll keep choosing men who hide behind masks. Some just rather keep a lot of things hidden in the closet. But there's a whole other truth women never see. The truth about the men who spend their entire lives pretending to be something they're not. Because some of these dudes aren't just hiding emotions. They're hiding identity. Not because they're ashamed of who they are, but because the world they grew up in never gave them permission to be honest. A lot of these men learned early that the only acceptable version of manhood was the loud, aggressive, and pretend to be the unbreakable one. So they built themselves into that character, brick by brick, lie by lie, performance by performance. And once you build a character strong enough, you start living inside it like a cage. I've seen men who couldn't tell the truth about anything real, not their fears, not their desires, not their confusion, because the moment they stepped outside the script, the world would question them, judge them, or try to expose them. So they doubled down on the act. They became extra tough, extra loud, extra reckless, extra masculine. Not because that's who they were, but because that's who they thought they had to be to survive. And the women chasing them, they fall in love with the performance, not the person. They fall in love with the version he created to protect himself. But behind closed doors, some of these men are fighting battles nobody knows about. Battles with identity, battles with desire, battles with honesty, battles with the fear of being truly seen. Not every man is hiding the same thing, but a lot of men are hiding something. Something they don't feel safe saying out loud. Something they've buried so deep that even the people closest to them never see it. And when a man spends years pretending, years suppressing, years performing, he becomes a stranger to himself. That's why some of those relationships feel unstable. Not because he doesn't care about her, but because he doesn't know how to be real with anyone, including himself. Some women think they're dealing with a mysterious man, but really, they're dealing with a man who's terrified of being exposed. A man who's scared that if anyone ever saw the truth, the whole truth, they'd walk away. So he keeps the mask on. He keeps the walls up. He keeps the secrets buried. And she keeps chasing a version of him that never actually existed. And Pookie, he saw it all.